So tonight I want to talk to you about Donald Trump's attack on universities. Why are they going after universities and colleges? Let's discuss it. First, Columbia University was targeted for a $400 million cut in federal grants. Next, following closely on the heels of the attack on Columbia University, is the threat to withhold $175 million from the University of Pennsylvania, or Penn. Now, what's behind these cuts? Ostensibly, the administration claims they're attacking Columbia's funding over its handling of anti-Semitism. Now, you don't have to like how Columbia University was handling student protests. I know I had serious issues with it, as I did with the handling of anti-Semitism at many other campuses around the country. But this is not about anti-Semitism. If, for example, they were serious about dealing with anti-Semitism, maybe they would do something and distance themselves from guys like this guy, Elon Musk, doing this. That's right, doing a Hitler salute. Or maybe this guy.
Fight, fight, fight. Amen.
That's Steve Bannon doing a Hitler salute. If they want to go after anti-Semitism, there are some figures close on hand that they should take task with. But that's not what this is about. In fact, we can tell this is not what this is about by looking at J.D. Vance and what he had to say in 2021, years before there was a war in Gaza or protests on campus. Here he is, J.D. Vance, talking about his view of university professors.
The professors are the enemy.
That's right, the professors are the enemy. Now, why are professors at universities the enemy of conservatives? These remarks are made at a national convention on conservatism. Why does J.D. Vance believe that professors are the enemies? Here's J.D. Vance.
In this movement in this country, I think are fundamentally dependent on going through a set of very hostile institutions, specifically the universities, which control the knowledge in our society, which control what we call truth and what we call falsity, that provides research that gives credibility to some of the most ridiculous ideas that exist in our country. And so I'm excited to close this conference with this particular set of remarks, because I think if any of us want to do the things that we want to do for our country and for the people who live in it, we have to honestly and aggressively attack the universities in this country.
That's right. They have to go after the universities if they want to succeed with their right-wing agenda. And why? Because universities, in J.D. Vance's words, represent truth and knowledge and research. So this is an effort to attack truth and knowledge and research, because the truth and knowledge and the research that produces truth and knowledge are interfering with their conservative culture wars, with what they want to propagate as their vision, their alternative factual world. And the universities, with what they perceive to be their democratic ideologies, are getting in the way of their conservative revolution. And here's Donald Trump with his own attack on education, really the precursor to the attack on Columbia and Penn. This is speaking at the White House to a group of governors.
I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it, because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good, I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
That was an interchange with the governor of Maine, the president's disagreement with her state over their handling of trans athlete issues. And what is he doing? He's threatening to cut off their funding, and he's threatening to end her political career. This is all part of a piece, and that is to intimidate the universities, to instill fear in them, to suppress academic freedom. And they're leveraging federal dollars in order to do it. Now, I have a secret source in the White House that has given me access to private footage of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance addressing this very issue. Let's take a look.
This year it's going to be different. This year we're going to grab the bull by the balls and kick those punks off campus.
What do you intend to do, sir? Delta's already on probation.
They are?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Then as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
Double secret probation, sir?
There is a little-known codicil in the Faber College Constitution, which gives the dean unlimited power to preserve order in time of campus emergency. Find me a way to revoke Delta's charter. You live next door. Put Niedermeyer on it. He's a sneaky little shit just like you, right? The time has come for someone to put his foot down. And that foot is me.
Okay, maybe that wasn't Trump and Vance, that was Dean Wormer and Animal House, but the same principle. Because what the administration has announced, in addition to attacking these 2 or 3 universities, is they've also put dozens of other universities on notice, on a kind of double secret probation, where they're told your funding is at risk and we're not going to tell you how and we're not going to tell you when, but we're coming after you. And so what they're doing is trying to create an atmosphere of fear around these college campuses to suppress opinion and teaching at these universities. It is, again, right out of the dictator's playbook. It is the same thing that Viktor Orban did in trying to diminish academic freedom in Hungary, even as he was moving his country in an autocratic direction. Now, why should you care about this? Why should you care about what happens at these elite schools? Maybe you didn't go to one of them. Maybe your kid isn't going to go to one of them. Maybe you think you have nothing to do with any of them and could care less what happens to them. First of all, it's not going to be just these universities. There are dozens of others that are within the sights of the Trump administration. But more importantly, these universities have been a magnet to attract some of the best and the brightest from all over the world to come here, to study here, to stay here, to create jobs here, to create innovation here. They have been hubs of innovation. The research partnership between universities and the federal government, particularly in the areas of health, of biology, of robotics, and so many other fields, have been a huge multiplier for our economy and have tremendously advanced the course of medicine and science. There is no way to describe the number of breakthroughs, the number of treatments, the number of cures that have come out of this partnership between the federal government and our preeminent research universities. To threaten that, to cut that off, threatens that pipeline to our economy, that innovation, but also threatens cancer trials, threatens cures, threatens to set us back in medicine and every other field of scientific endeavor. So you should care about it, whether you plan to go to one of these universities, never plan to do so, don't know anyone in your whole family who has, it doesn't matter. All of us have been benefited by the work product coming out of these universities. So what should these colleges and universities do about being targeted by the administration? Well, first of all, they need to speak out. Universities, my message is to you, use some of that vaunted academic freedom to speak out. Universities, join common cause with those who are under the sights of the administration right now. Columbia, Pennsylvania, it doesn't matter where, because you may be next. You need to band together, you need to stick together, you need to promote academic freedom together, you need to litigate together, and we all need to be part of this joint enterprise, a joint enterprise among academia, a joint enterprise of people practicing the law, which is also under assault, members of the press. When you're excluded from a White House briefing because they don't like something you've written, then the rest of the press should also refuse to attend the briefing. You need to stick together. We all need to stick together to combat this climate of fear and intimidation. If they can chill free speech at our universities, if they can discourage research, knowledge, and truth at universities, then there's little hope that the rest of us are going to maintain our right of free speech. or our country will be a magnet for innovation and attract the best and the brightest around the world. So universities, speak out, do something, show some of that academic courage.